Right, so there's this game called Tower Battles. Played it before, now we're playing it again. Except this time, we're just gonna play solo with this strategy right here. Mercenary, Phaser, Zed, Commander, Farm. No DJ, because in solo you get more towers now. Therefore I can farm even harder. Yay, Borderlands. Finally, that took a while. So you might be wondering why I'm not using Aviator. Aviator got nerfed incredibly hardly. At a level 0, it now only does 1 damage, and it doesn't fire as faster than Mercenary. So it's not worth it to go for Aviator instead of Mercenary. So I just decide, I'll just go with Mercenary for the early game strategy, and Phaser and Zed Spam for the late game. And here I'm just upgrading farms to try and farm as hard as I possibly can in the early game. This single mercenary can't keep up, so I decide to get a second one. But these two guys will carry me to the entire game. That is until, you know, I get phasers and stuff. But for now, I'm just farming incredibly hardly. Hiddens are coming, so I have to upgrade to outside sport. I don't want to, but I have to because of Hiddens. Also, I have my dudes placed far back in the track, so for instance, when like Hiddens are coming, I can just farm and then just wait till the next round to start before buying any hidden detection. I buy an upskill here because they just can't keep up, you know, with the ever increasing zombie waves. They will last for a while. Those bosses look scary, so I have to buy a commander. They would kill me if I didn't buy it. First fruit of the future up here, and I take damage to the bosses. But I only take damage to one of them. It slightly scared me though. I thought I was dying. Here comes boss 2. I have both upskill, and you'll see why I did. So I buy a World's Deadliest, which just incinerates this guy. And I've also bought Drilling at this point, and I'm continuing to buying Fruit of the Futures. Second World's Deadliest. These guys will then carry me until I get my first Zed. And here comes the first Zed. Here comes the second Zed, right close together. I need to buy these for the hidden bosses, because two World's Deadliest deal very well with them, but they're not always the most reliable thing. I place all 5 of my Zeds now. I was testing whether or not they buffed it. No, it's still only 5. I buy a commander to buff them as well, which gives them basically full map range. And I'm continuing to buy farms till I have 25 tower slots. And also they added a counter to how many towers you have. I suggested it, too, so funny how that works. And I'm starting to upgrade them now to mech, which makes them really good at just annihilating everything. So boss 3 is coming up soon. He's not going to be much of a challenge, though. I also have bought my first zombie extermination device. They retextured a lot of different things. I think the new Zed textures look incredibly nice. And there's boss 3. They also retextured him to look like a big lightning, which I find really nice. They also nerfed him. Removed 200 health, but that's fine. They also nerfed... I mean, they buffed Mech, actually, by giving him an extra 200 health. They also retextured boss 4, if you saw him. He looks like a big lava monster now. It surprised me when I first saw him. I didn't know about the retexturing. I thought he looks really cool. Here comes the phaser army. They they made it so that the commander buff to fire rate affects phaser's cooldown time. So these guys were able to recharge incredibly fast. And here's Necromancer boss, not a challenge. And I'm just buying a bunch of phasers at this point. The hardest part was actually fitting in all the phasers into commander range. That's pretty difficult. I placed them in not so great spots, so I had to do it and sell my farms. And there's a nice good look at the new retexturing for Boss 4. I think it actually looks really nice, especially when you're playing in game at real time. His animation looks nice. They also slightly changed Necromancer boss, but I don't think it really added much. And here's wave 40 already. So most of the time I actually fall really far behind before round 40, and that can cause death. I tried to use abilities, but they were glitching out. And there's Void. They buffed Guardian, so he has a lot more health, but then now there's only 2 of them. They didn't change Void except for what he spawns. He now spawns specific Void spawn enemies, and a lot of them. So he's slightly more difficult. He only stomped like 3 times though for me for some reason. That was quite odd, I will say. And the phaser just obliterate. You can hear them. It's insane. There's a lot of them. I sold my World's Deadliest to get more phasers. Trying to commander ability right now. The problem was a bunch of my Zeds stopped spawning halfway through before they locked on. And Void takes insane damage from phasers. And that's him done. Yo, let's go. Nice. I've done it. Almost $1 million as well. Easy. I didn't totally almost die like 3 times. GG.